Hi, everyone. Um, I'm glad you're able to join us today. We have a lot to talk about. I think the has happened, and it's obviously with the war in Iran, um, you know, it's been interesting to see for the first time in this kind of geopolitical event that I can remember that the flight to safety, normally the flight to safety is to US treasuries, to gold, the and but something interesting happened that the treasury market actually uh, sold off a little bit. The gold fell off a little bit, but you know what? Crypto stayed in its trading range. It looked like initially it was going to drop out, but it actually stayed in its range, which was really impressive. Uh, I can't, this is something that around 71 at the top of the trading range, the recent trading range. But anyway, that's something to think about and to see how things are impacted going forward. But today, I want to dive into crypto super app. And we're not just talking about a new feature or a fancy interface. We're talking about the evolution of digital finance. And, it's this isn't just a marketing ploy. This is a significant move to the path of worldwide adoption to digital, and that includes. But I've got a lot to share today, so keep your questions coming in the chat, and I'll make sure we get to them in our Q&A session. So the all-in-one trend, platform trend in crypto, it's emerged over the last year, and where the platforms for managing digital assets, consolidating trades into one single app. Now, that's a huge leap on what we currently have. I mean, right now, if you think about it, the multiple. So just look at your smartphone right now. If you look at your smartphone, and how many apps do you have just to manage your money? You probably have a banking app. You probably have a payment app. You have your trading, your crypto trading. You have your wealth management or your equity trading platform, and it's kind of difficult to run around and have all those on the same page, especially since things change very quickly. And when you're trading or active, you need to move money here, you need to move money from there. It becomes a very slow process, and slow processes create lag time, and lag time creates perhaps you miss the window or the opportunity that popped up. So I think the future of the super app, the crypto super app, will be here to stay. And then you have a lot of great features on there, and the players really going into this are the early players are Tomi, Coinbase, crypto.com, and Onus, of course, and that are integrating chat-based crypto payments and multi-chain support to replace all these single apps. And I think the value proposition to you as a user and user experience is the ultimate goal. We're Onus is more of a holistic financial app, right? And that connects users with a variety of different tools. And I think the definitive end will be where do you have your best user experience? What is you as a user, how is it that how do you feel when you're doing it? Are you able to move quickly and easily between all your different requirements? And I think, the all-in-one platform trend will, it will become much more than a trend. It will actually become reality. And then once you have an adoption where you have a number of groups doing this, then it becomes, how well are the tools integrated? How can I easily move back and forth between each of my apps? And can I do it efficiently? Does it provide good record keeping? Does it work? I mean, basically, it will come down to, does it work, and the effort I have to do. And again, the user experience will be the main competitive factor. Apple could become the new digital bank of the future. When I started trading, I go back a long ways, as we talked about this before. When I started trading equities, not digital, because digital, crypto wasn't around when I first started. It was a really big deal to have a platform that could actually trade stocks. And that, I was involved in E-Trade securities early on, pre-IPO, pre-internet, and then post-internet. And it was an unbelievable time, because before, if you wanted to buy a stock, you'd have to use the telephone and not a cell phone or a dial-up phone, call your broker, tell the broker what you wanted. He would write down the order, then he would send the order from his department to the exchange, and then you get notice back that you bought it or you didn't get it, your order wasn't executed. But sometimes that could take 3 or 4 hours, sometimes longer. Sometimes you didn't hear until the end of the day. And you jump forward to today, where transactions take seconds and you have immediate feedback. And now we're talking about not just single individual platforms. We're talking about an integration that allows you to do everything on one platform. So just imagine what that does for the speed of execution, and whether that execution is sending cash to your friend, moving money from your bank account to your trading account, doing a crypto trade, doing an equity trade. It's just unbelievable. And I think this will keep on evolving and will become, the way everybody works, and as everybody moves over to. So, the benefits of the platform are obvious, but you have united wallets, right? You can have support for multiple blockchains in one place. You can do in-chat payments, sending, receiving, and taking crypto directly, within a message interface. Web3 and DeFi integration. Seamless access to your crypto exchanges, lending platforms, NFT marketplaces, and enhanced security and identity, right? So you could have optional self-custodial. You could have complete control over your digital identity. And then fiat to crypto on-ramps for you to have easy conversion between traditional currency and crypto. And this, today is innovation. And in a very short time, if we sped forward a year or two, this would become a minimum requirement, I think, of platforms that are servicing the retail investors. I think minimum requirements. Today, these are all benefits and things that we would do, but eventually this is going to become a bare minimum. But right now we're leading the charge as we go. And the again, going back to user experience as the main competitive factor, because once you have a number of platforms offering this, who can best deliver what you need, who can, and the user interface is easy, the speed is easy, the record keeping is accurate, you get instant communication on trade executions or broken trades. You can instantly move money, and I'd say instantly within seconds. And so the clear winner of that, the leader of these super apps will be the companies that can provide all that user experience at the best level. And people will know, you'll recognize, again, going back to E-Trade, at that time, E-Trade was the only player in town. And then Schwab came on. There were a couple of other players, but there were distinct differences in the ease of trading. And the clear winners were the ones that could provide seamless, at that time, the measurement was different than today, but at that time, seamless integration of mainly execution and reporting on stocks. And the fastest platforms were able to be the leaders for a number of years until the rest of the world caught up. So I want, and I want to keep your questions coming in the chat, and I'll take as many as I can. And I'll try to keep the answers clear and practical. Question one that I see is, if you could only keep one feature in a crypto super app, which one would it be? And this is interesting because, I think every benefit that I just talked about, every one of the benefits that I spoke about are important. But if only I could choose one, I'd have to say two. I'd have to say, the two that I would really like to have would be the in-chat payments, and also the fiat to crypto and crypto back to fiat. Those two things, would help me immensely, I believe, in my everyday trading and the way my financial apps work today. Others may have other priorities, but I think if I had to choose two, those would be the two. And if I had to choose one, I would say the fiat to crypto on-ramps, would be the most helpful, because I could then, move between what I needed to do, and either make a decision with a flick of a button, to pay cash, fiat, or to do crypto. And I think that would be really helpful. Question number two. How does artificial intelligence play a role in the future of these super apps? Well, I think I'm not an AI expert, but by any means, but I think AI will play a critical role because everybody tends to use, let's say you have a platform, you have all these benefits, on the super app. You have all the platforms integrated into one place. It's a great super app. Now, chances are everybody is going to use the super app differently. So some people may rely more on payments. Some might rely more on trading, banking, whatever it may be. Everybody's going to be different. So it's not going to be one size fits all. So I think AI comes in where you could have AI, seeing what you use the most, right? Seeing which apps you use the most, and maybe put those in an area that are easily accessible, or even give you more benefits within those subcategories, like you enhance those offerings. So I think AI could really help direct, for individual users, which apps are going to use the most, and make recommendations based on that, and any kind of upgrades, and other new innovations that may come in through there. So I think that's one area that could play a lot. AI also could be, predictive, right? Maybe they're talking about, fiat versus crypto. Do you want to hold, money? Maybe they talk about, global, where AI is suggesting that you, with safety in mind, where you can hold your assets to get the greatest return, and quickly move money around the world, trying to take advantage of any kind of arbitrage opportunity within the world. So I think AI is going to play a significant role, and will evolve once the platforms are developed and AI is overlaid on that. I think the direction of the super apps can be significantly enhanced by AI. Question number 3. Are you more interested in passive income like staking, saving, or active trading like futures and spot? Now, if you've been listening to me, during our talks, I tend to be a big believer in balanced and diversification, right? So again, depending on your personality, how conservative you are, how you feel about risk, and your needs, right? Do you need passive income, or do you need growth? And I think the two are very different, and it depends upon your personal situation, and also depends upon your personality and your long-term financial goals, right? So let's say I would believe in a balanced portfolio where my interest would let's say as I'm getting older, maybe I'm more interested in just passive income with very little risk, and which would direct me into different areas, versus active trading like futures and spot, where I'm trying to grow. So my portfolio might be 75% passive income, and maybe 25% that I actively trade. Now could be very different. It may be completely reversed for you. You're trying to grow your assets rather than trying to protect them, and so you need to get more aggressive, and you need to trade more. Maybe you take more risk on the futures or spot market, and try to build your asset base rather than try to protect it. And so maybe it's 75% trading and 25% passive, or could be 100%. Again, this depends on you as an individual, both from personality and from your need. Do you need passive income? Does that help you? Because if you're not using that income, that passive income just sits there and is not earning a very good return. So there's opportunity cost involved too. Are you trying to create generational wealth? Are you trying to just take care of your bills and then a little bit extra, and when you pass away, you have something to pass on to the next generation? So it's a very personal thing, I think. So for me, my own interest is really about 50-50. I still love to trade, and I love the challenge of trading and the going up against some of the best minds in the world. And I also have a need for some passive income. So I think I would be about 50-50 today. You may be different. Question number 4, what is the fundamental difference between a regular crypto exchange and a crypto super app? Well, the crypto exchange is, you can, do staking, you can trade. So what the crypto super apps do is that it brings in, all these other tools that are on separate apps. So again, the advantage is if I could have a crypto exchange, it had the same speed and execution, and I could have the same thing with equities, and I could do move money around, and I could also convert from fiat to crypto, and have on ramps there and off ramps. As long as there's no sacrifice in the things that are important to me, that each part of the super app is a great experience and a great asset. So basically, if I have to sacrifice speed because of I want to use the super app because I have my payments, then maybe not so interesting. But I know we at Onus are that we have the best in class of each of those categories, and I think that is the goal, because you shouldn't need to sacrifice one over the other in order to do the super app. Because if you do, then the adoption won't be very, very high. But I think we will be able to deliver that in the future. And if I can do it all in one place, for me, record keeping also is very important. When taxes come up, my trades, my reporting, where was my money sitting, all this stuff, and I'm able to go back and keep perfect records of everything I do. It's all in one spot. And I'm horrible. I did trades on my equities over here. I have to go to that app and then get the records, and then I have to go get my records from my crypto trading. Then I have to get my bank records. And if I could have all in one place, it'd make my life much, much simpler, and reduces the chance of making mistakes or missing something. So I think there's a huge difference between the regular crypto exchanges and the crypto super app. It's basically a supercharged. It's like an app on steroids with all kinds of benefits, and every person, I think, who is active in the financial markets or uses any of these apps today would benefit from having a super app. And you may not use everything on the super app, of the pieces, but you'll use different pieces. But I think the ability to do that will be really critical going forward. And question 5, we touched upon it a little bit at the beginning. Is the all-in-one model just a marketing trend, or does it actually solve a technical problem for the user? And absolutely it does. Again, going back just from a technical perspective, from a pragmatic viewpoint, the faster I can react to something, it's hard enough to trade without having to wait for things to happen. I press a button and it takes too long and I miss the trade, or I need to move money over here, and because I don't have it there yet, I can't take advantage of the trade that I see. And so, for example, I need to move money into my account. I see an opportunity pop up, trading, but I don't have enough crypto. I need to be able to convert my fiat currency right away within seconds, and so that doesn't slow me down in making the trade. So I'm able to take advantage of that opportunity. Whereas before, I'd have to transfer the money, then come back, and by that time the window is probably closed. Because windows of opportunity in trading, they open, they close. Sometimes the windows are open a little bit longer, but most of the time they're pretty short. And each one that goes by, could potentially cost me a lot of money or opportunity cost, and not being able to take advantage of that. Not every trade I do makes money, but when I see an opportunity, I want to be able to act within, and I don't want to have to be fumbling around trying to find an app that gets me there and then waiting for it to transfer and get in and then finally do the thing. Because I guarantee you that the opportunity that I saw would be gone. And this is the super app is the industry's attempt to try to transform a set of tools for advanced users into a digital financial platform for the mass market. So again, I have all these tools on the super app. Every individual will use the super app differently. The advantage is I can do it in one spot. If I want to do 10 things on that app, and there's 15 offered, then yay for me. I can do it all there. But it also will be a huge advantage to the mass market, simply people who want to move payments. Just think about people who have a bank account need to pay this, need to pay that, need to get money from a friend. So just basic non-trading activities also will benefit from having everything consolidated onto one app. And if they start to trade, or they start to move into different areas of investment, that's available to them as well. And I think it will give them a holistic overview of where their finances are. If you delve into wealth management, which was also be on the app, where am I spending my money? How am I spending it? Versus the money I'm coming in. What area do I spend the most money in? Do I buy too much coffee? Do I go out to eat too often? And everybody has a different budget. Those are the practicals. That's the practical side of the super app. And then if you delve into the trading side, the benefits just keep on piling up one another. So I see no reason why we shouldn't go for a super app. In addition, the governments really like this. Regulators like this because they'll support this because it makes it very easy for them to regulate. And also, so I would see increased security because the security you don't need to depend on security for each individual app. You'll have an overlaying security which protects all your apps in one spot. So you won't have security that in one app is not so hot, and then have it really good on a different app that you may be using, on the banking app. And so once all these things happen, opening accounts, moving money around the world, getting real-time access to markets as they happen, being able to take advantage in these, I think is just benefit after benefit after benefit. And if this trend continues in the right direction, then in the coming years, the winning platforms may not just be places where users trade digital assets. They may become the places where users store money, use money, invest money, and manage their digital financial lives every day. Again, when I was your age, I assume most of you are younger than me, it was very hard. I had money at the bank, I had money at my stock brokerage account. I had, money with my company, IRA, 401k, all that stuff. But it required me to, I didn't even have an app, didn't have a cell phone, right? It required me to take days and days and days to go visit each one of these people or have conversations on the phone to try to get a clear picture of what my financial position was at any one time. It was almost impossible. And remember that financial position wasn't real time. That's looking backwards, right? So they would tell me today, then over here, and things change very quickly. And as a result, I was getting, maybe a picture of my financial health from a month ago or 2 months ago, depending on when the statements were coming out. So I think the advantage for the mass market is that I can get one clear picture of my financial status. And if I'm a trader, that's included in there. If I'm not a trader, that's included in there. But for one area, I can go to one spot and see, my tax exempt items. If I want to say, okay, what were my tax exempt items? What did I spend on trips? What did I spend on this? And help me adjust my budget, and also be able to deliver, information that's required, by tax authorities, governments, whatever it may be. But as a individual user, it's going to help me tremendously to know in real time, where I am, in my financial world. I don't have to wait a month or 2 months or no on. Right this second, I can check, and then 2 minutes later, I can check again. So I think it's going to really help the people who are unbanked, people who don't even have bank accounts today. They'll make the leap to this super platform and then digital, and they only have to check in place. So they don't have to go through the evolution piece. They just take advantage of what the evolution has turned into, and that's the super app. So I think everything, the places where users store money, use money, invest money, and manage their digital financial lives every day. And not only every day, but every minute. I don't have to wait for the bank to open to get information. If I'm in a different time zone. And that's the other thing. A lot of people now are global. Most people travel, and I have to have access. I can carry all my information with me wherever I am and be able to access that, my trading and continue my financial life, just because it doesn't stop because I go on the other side of the world and I can't call somebody because they're closed. They're closed for the day. So I get complete control of my finances. And I think that's really, really critical today, because everybody works very hard for their money, and you need to make it work more efficiently for you, because it's not easy, to make it, and then you have to grow it as well. So I really thank you for joining the conversation tonight, and I look forward to a more connected financial future. I think it will get here much faster than you think. And until next time, nice two. I hope to see 2 weeks from today. Okay, thank you. Bye.